Hello, gents. You can't please everyone, and if you try, you'll lose yourself. Ever felt like you're surrounded by people who just don't get it? Sigma males know this struggle all too well. Sigma males are mentally strong by nature, but that doesn't mean they're immune to certain triggers. Sigma males have a unique list of pet peeves that can set them off. It's not just about personal space, it's about staying true to themselves in a world that often feels phony. So what really gets under their skin? Let's dive into the 8 biggest pet peeves that make Sigma males roll their eyes and rethink their social circles. Buckle up. These insights might hit closer to home than you expect. I encourage you to watch till the end for better understanding. We are starting with number 8, irrelevant interruptions. Sigma males often operate with a laser-like focus on their tasks and goals. When they're deep in concentration, irrelevant interruptions can feel like someone just threw a wrench into a well-oiled machine. It's like being in the zone and having someone tap you on the shoulder just to tell you the weather outside. Annoying and unnecessary. These interruptions aren't just pesky. They're an outright disrespect to their time and mental space. Imagine you're in the middle of writing a crucial report or developing an innovative idea. Your thoughts are flowing smoothly, you're in the groove, and then, bam! Someone barges in to ask if you've seen the latest TikTok trend. It's not just an interruption, it's a jarring collision that shatters your concentration. The once harmonious stream of thoughts is now a chaotic jumble, and regaining that focus can feel like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. Sigma males value their time immensely because they understand its scarcity and importance. When they allocate time to a task, it's a calculated decision aimed at achieving something significant. Interruptions that derail this process aren't just minor annoyances. They're seen as theft of their most precious resource. It's like having someone come into your home and start rearranging your furniture while you're trying to relax. Unsettling and intrusive. Let's be real. No one likes being interrupted, but for Sigma males, it's particularly irksome because they thrive on structure and autonomy. They've meticulously planned their day, prioritizing tasks with surgical precision. So when someone interrupts them with trivial matters, it's like throwing a monkey wrench into a finely tuned engine. The ensuing frustration is palpable, and their response can be anything from a cold, hard stare to a pointed comment that leaves no doubt about their irritation. And it's not just about the moment of interruption. The aftermath lingers. They might spend the next few minutes or hours trying to get back into the flow, cursing the interruption internally. It's a ripple effect that impacts their entire day. So while the person who interrupted them might think it's no big deal, for the Sigma male, it's a significant setback. Number 7, flaky or unreliable people. Sigma males value reliability and integrity above most other traits. When people flake or prove to be unreliable, it's not just a minor annoyance, it's a major breach of trust. They meticulously plan their lives and count on others to honor their commitments. So when someone bails at the last minute or fails to deliver on a promise, it's like pulling the rug out from under them. They don't just see it as an inconvenience, they see it as a reflection of your character. Think about it. They've cleared their schedule, maybe even passed up other opportunities, and now they're left hanging because someone else couldn't get their act together. It's infuriating. Flaky people are like human versions of unreliable Wi-Fi. They leave you frustrated, disconnected, and questioning all your life choices. Sigma males don't have time for that nonsense. Their trust is earned, not freely given, and once it's broken, good luck trying to mend it. What's particularly galling is the nonchalant attitude flaky people often have. They might think a casual, "Sorry, something came up" text makes everything okay. Newsflash, it doesn't. Sigma males read that as, "Your time isn't important to me." It's like arranging a meeting with a ghost. You might as well be talking to thin air. Sigma males thrive on consistency and dependability. They build their lives around principles and expect others to do the same. When someone repeatedly proves unreliable, they don't just lose faith in that person. They start questioning their own judgment for trusting them in the first place. It's a frustrating cycle that they'd rather avoid altogether. So, if you find yourself on the flaky end of a commitment with a Sigma male, brace yourself for some serious side-eye. He might not say much. Sigma males aren't known for their dramatic outbursts, but you can bet he's mentally writing you off. He doesn't have time for fair-weather friends or half-hearted promises. His circle is small, but fiercely loyal. And if you can't be counted on, you won't be counted in. If you find this video insightful and relatable, why not subscribe to the channel? We're dedicated to providing content that speaks to you and enhances your day. Join our community and stay updated with more valuable insights. Number 6. Public display of emotion. Sigma males are very introspective and prefer to handle their emotions privately. When it comes to showing feelings in public, they're about as comfortable as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Seeing someone have a breakdown or get overly emotional in public is like nails on a chalkboard to them. It's not that they lack empathy, they actually have a lot of it, but they value emotional control and discretion. Public outbursts are like unexpected guests at a well-planned dinner party. They disrupt the atmosphere, make everyone uneasy, and leave a mess for others to clean up. Sigma males thrive in settings where emotions are kept in check and drama is minimal. They prefer to deal with feelings in a controlled, private environment where they can reflect and respond thoughtfully. When someone starts crying or yelling in public, Sigma males feel awkward and unsure of how to react. It's like their internal system gets scrambled, and they struggle to decide whether to offer comfort or pretend not to notice. It's a lose-lose situation that leaves them feeling drained and uneasy. Sigma males focus on maintaining a cool, calm exterior. They believe that managing emotions with grace and dignity is a sign of strength. Public displays of emotion can feel like an unwanted performance, one they never signed up for. They'd rather save the drama for the privacy of their own home, where they can express themselves without an audience. What really bothers them is the unpredictability of it all. One moment, everything is fine, and the next, someone is either crying uncontrollably or shouting in frustration. It's like walking on eggshells, never knowing when the emotional bomb will go off. Sigma males prefer to avoid such volatility, seeking relationships and environments where emotional stability is the norm. And let's not forget the aftermath. Public emotional outbursts often leave behind a trail of awkwardness that's hard to clean up. Sigma males value their time and energy, and dealing with the fallout of someone else's public breakdown feels like a waste of both. They'd much rather have a quiet, rational conversation later, when everyone's had a chance to cool down and think things through. Number 5. Annoying repeated sounds. Annoying repetitive sounds are a special kind of torture for Sigma males. It's like their kryptonite. Imagine you're working on something important, and there's this relentless tapping, buzzing, or clicking noise in the background. For Sigma males, these sounds aren't just annoying. They're a full-blown assault on their peace of mind. Take the classic example of a pen clicking. Every single click is like a tiny jackhammer to their sanity. It's not long before they're fantasizing about grabbing the pen and launching it into another dimension just to get some quiet. Sigma males value their mental space, and repetitive noises are like uninvited guests that refuse to leave. Then there's the joy of dealing with someone chewing loudly with their mouth open. Every smacking sound feels like it's being broadcast directly into their brain. Sigma males might look calm on the outside, but inside, they're plotting an escape route to get away from the auditory chaos. It's not just a pet peeve, it's a battle for their sanity. What really drives them up the wall is how these sounds seem to zero in on their attention, no matter how much they try to ignore them. It's like their brain has a special radar that hones in on every drip from a leaky faucet, every snore in a quiet room, or every beep from an unmuted phone. Their concentration evaporates, leaving them frustrated and on edge. Sigma males often have an acute sensitivity to their environment, and annoying, repetitive sounds can turn a productive day into a nightmare. It's not just a matter of preference, it's a genuine disruption to their thought process. They'll go to great lengths to eliminate these noises, whether it's investing in noise-canceling headphones, finding a quieter workspace, or diplomatically asking the source of the noise to knock it off. Humorously, Sigma males might find themselves developing superhero-like hearing. They can pick up on the faintest sound of someone drumming their fingers on a desk from across the room. While it's great for noticing details, it's not so great when trying to stay focused amid a cacophony of repetitive noises. Number 4. Receiving unsolicited advice. Receiving unsolicited advice is like getting a surprise gift you never wanted and can't return. Sigma males, being fiercely independent and self-reliant, find this particularly irksome. It's not that they think they know everything, but they've put a lot of effort into figuring things out on their own. So, when someone swoops in with unasked-for tips, it feels less like help and more like an intrusion. Imagine working on a project and suddenly, someone comes over with a smug grin, offering advice that's completely off the mark. You're left nodding politely while internally rolling your eyes so hard you might strain something. For Sigma males, this kind of unsolicited advice is like someone trying to take over the steering wheel while they're driving, dangerous and annoying. It gets even better when the advice is blatantly obvious. Have you tried getting more sleep? Or maybe you should eat healthier. Thanks, Sherlock. Sigma males have usually done their homework and have likely already considered and researched these options. Offering such advice feels patronizing, as if assuming they haven't thought of these basic solutions themselves. What's particularly frustrating is the assumption behind unsolicited advice, that the Sigma male needs saving or guidance. They value their autonomy and ability to navigate life's challenges independently. So, when someone comes along with unsolicited advice, it feels like an underhanded way of questioning their competence. It's the verbal equivalent of patting them on the head and saying, there, let me handle this. Adding a dash of humor, it's like being in the middle of a complicated recipe and having someone walk in to tell you how to crack an egg. Thanks, but no thanks. Sigma males would rather struggle through and learn from their own mistakes than have someone else swoop in with unsolicited solutions. There's also the matter of timing. Unsolicited advice often comes at the worst possible moment. You're stressed, focused, or trying to unwind. And here comes someone with a handy piece of advice you didn't ask for. It's like being offered a lifeline when you're already safely on shore, unnecessary and a little insulting. Number 3, excessive small talk. Excessive small talk is like nails on a chalkboard for Sigma males. They see it as the social equivalent of empty calories. It fills the space but offers no real substance. For Sigma males, conversations are meant to be meaningful, engaging, and thought-provoking. So, when they're stuck in a loop of boring chit-chat, it feels like their time and mental energy are being wasted. Imagine being at a social event, and someone approaches you to talk about the weather for the umpteenth time. You've heard it all before, and quite frankly, you couldn't care less whether it's sunny, rainy, or hailing frogs. Sigma males crave deeper connections and conversations that stimulate their intellect. Talking about the weather, the latest celebrity gossip, or how much traffic there was on the way to the event is about as appealing as watching paint dry. What makes it worse is the forced nature of small talk. It's like being trapped in a bad play where everyone's reciting the same dull script. Sigma males can see through the charade and would much rather skip the pleasantries and dive into a real discussion. They want to know what makes you tick, what you're passionate about, and what you think about the big questions in life. They're looking for substance, not filler. Then there's the dreaded office small talk. You're trying to grab a quick coffee before a meeting, and someone corners you with a rundown of their weekend shopping spree. Internally, you're screaming, "Just let me get my caffeine fix in peace." Sigma males see these interactions as interruptions to their workflow. They'd prefer to save their social energy for conversations that matter. The humor in all this lies in the Sigma males' adeptness at dodging small talk. They've developed a range of tactics, from the polite nod and smile to the strategic retreat to a quieter corner to the outright redirect to a more interesting topic. They've become social ninjas, skilled at navigating the minefield of meaningless chatter. Sigma males aren't antisocial. They just have a low tolerance for superficial interactions. They thrive on authenticity and depth. So if you find yourself in a conversation with a Sigma male, skip the small talk. Ask them about their latest project, their thoughts on a recent book they've read, or their take on a current event. You'll find they're not only willing but eager to engage. Number 2, lack of personal space. Lack of personal space is a major annoyance for Sigma males. Personal space is like an invisible fortress that keeps their sanity intact. When someone invades it, it's as if an alarm goes off, sending their stress levels through the roof. Sigma males need that bubble to think, recharge, and just be themselves without feeling crowded or pressured. Picture this. You're at a crowded party, and someone you barely know stands so close you can count their eyelashes. For Sigma males, this is pure torture. It's not that they don't like people, they just need a certain amount of physical and mental breathing room. Being forced into close quarters with others feels like trying to run a marathon in a phone booth. The same goes for emotional space. Sigma males treasure their independence and often need time alone to process their thoughts and feelings. When someone demands too much of their time or energy, it feels suffocating. They might start fantasizing about escaping to a deserted island where they can finally get some peace and quiet. Humorously, Sigma males have an almost supernatural ability to sense when their personal space is about to be breached. They can spot a space invader from across the room and immediately start planning their exit strategy. It's like having spidey sense, but for social boundaries. The workplace is another minefield. Open plan offices, group brainstorming sessions, and team-building exercises are their worst nightmare. They're not against collaboration, but they need their own space to think and work effectively. When they're forced into close quarters with others for extended periods, it's a recipe for frustration. They end up spending more energy trying to maintain their sanity than actually getting work done. Then there's the matter of unsolicited touching. A friendly pat on the back or a too long hug can make a Sigma male's skin crawl. It's not that they're completely averse to physical contact, but they prefer it to be on their terms. If you must invade their space, make sure it's welcome and brief. Sigma males also value their alone time like it's a rare treasure. After a long day of dealing with people, they need to retreat to their personal sanctuary. Whether it's curling up with a good book, going for a solitary walk, or simply sitting in silence, this time is crucial for their well-being. Interrupting it is akin to waking a sleeping bear, not advisable. Number 1. Mindless conformity. Mindless conformity is like a fashion trend that Sigma males just won't buy into. They see it as sacrificing their individuality on the altar of societal expectations. Sigma males value authenticity and critical thinking. So when they encounter mindless conformity, it's like watching a herd of sheep blindly following each other off a cliff. Imagine being in a meeting where everyone nods along to a bad idea just because the boss suggested it. Sigma males are the ones sitting there, quietly wondering if everyone else has suddenly lost their minds. They're not afraid to speak up and question the status quo, even if it means rocking the boat a little. What really grinds their gears is when people conform just to fit in or avoid conflict. It's like watching a movie where the characters all act the same, talk the same, and think the same, boring and predictable. Sigma males thrive on diverse thinking and respect for differing opinions. They'd rather be a lone wolf than part of a mindless pack. Humorously, Sigma males might be mistaken for rebels without a cause. They're not deliberately going against the grain for the sake of it. They just refuse to follow blindly. They believe in marching to the beat of their own drum, even if it means taking the scenic route while everyone else speeds down the highway. In social settings, mindless conformity can feel like being trapped in a conversation where everyone's discussing the same TV show or celebrity gossip. Sigma males crave depth and originality in their interactions. They'd rather talk about ideas, dreams, and philosophies than participate in superficial chatter. In the workplace, mindless conformity can stifle innovation and creativity. Sigma males are often the ones pushing boundaries, challenging assumptions, and suggesting new approaches. They're not afraid to go against the grain if they believe it will lead to a better outcome. They see conformity as the enemy of progress and are willing to stand alone if necessary. Thanks for watching Special Breeds. See you in our next one. Bye for now and God bless.